And number 9, we're asked to determine the coordinates of the point where the plane with this equation crosses the z-axis. So just thinking about that for a second, let's just draw a picture. So here's our three axes. And I want to know where a plane, three-dimensional, hits the z-axis. Thinking about that, hit the z-axis right about there, right? What's true about that point? That point is a point where the x value is 0, the y value is 0, and the z value is some number. We don't know what it is. But because I know the first two things are 0, I can use parameters and solve for parameters or parametric equations to figure out the point. So let's write this in parametric form for a second. So we get x equals 4 plus 11s minus 7t. We get y equals 1 minus s plus 2t. And the one we're going to use later on, I'm going to put down here just for a second. Z equals 6 plus 3s minus 2t. Now, what do I know for sure? Well, I know when I cross the z-axis, x is 0 and y is 0, which means I'm going to have two variables, and the s and the t, and two equations that can be solved simultaneously. In other words, I can use the idea of elimination. So to do elimination, I need to have two variables the same. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation, the numbers on one side and the letters on the other. I'm going to take this equation, times it by 11. Okay, so what's that going to look like? Well, 11 times 1 is 11. I'm going to move to the other side, so it's actually going to be negative 11, okay? Equals negative 11s plus 22t. Now, the reason I'm times it by 11 is so my s's would match, make my life a little bit easier. Okay? Make sure you multiply everything by 11. Now, look at the s's. They have opposite signs. So we're going to add. Negative 4 and negative 11 makes negative 15. The s's cancel, and I end up with 15t, which, if we solve that, and t is 1. Or sorry, negative 1. And once I know that, I can go back to one of my original equations. So let's go back to this one. 1 minus s plus 2t. What do I know? Well, I know that I don't know s, but t is negative 1, which means I can solve that, and I'll get 1 minus 2. Or in other words, s is negative 1. That's disappeared. Okay, so now I've got s and I've got t. I can solve these two equations simultaneously and get z. So let's take this. Let's take this. We'll put them both in over here. So z equals 6 plus 3 times s is negative 1, minus 2 times t is negative 1. So z will be 6 minus 3 plus 2. In other words, z is 5. Okay?